Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Your friendly neighbor Gamerman here. And today I'm going to show you guys my, I guess NFL Blitz, NBA Showtime, NBA Jam, sports pedestal. And we're going to do a little modding to these LED buttons. So here we go. So this is my setup for sports games. It's a really cool pedestal. It looks really nice, but the buttons just aren't that great. See that? Very plasticky. Sometimes they get stuck. So actually many LED buttons are not that great. There's some sets that I've had that are okay, but right now, instead of replacing everything, I decided to try a little hack. I'm going to add some springs to them. And what the springs are going to do is kind of quiet them down a little bit and add a little more resistance. So you'll get just a little more pushback and they'll feel a little better. See, what I'm doing is reaching underneath, and they have these screw things. I forget what they're called, but it's just how these buttons screw in. Let me just show them to you what they look like. See that? They sell a tool, actually, but you can also use some kind of wrench or a monkey wrench, or I use like a plumber's wrench, and these just came right off, so no big deal. So what I'll do now is I'll pull them up, and you see they have this little slot right here. You can just put like a little flathead screwdriver in there and push it up. It comes right out. I'll do a little bit on both sides. It'll come right out. See that? And I actually already put the spring in here. So there it is. Sorry, a little close up. Now that's all you need to do. When you put the spring right on top. Oh yeah, and later in the video I'll show you the heavy springs, but they definitely didn't work. So just use very light springs. And you can double up on the light springs, but don't try to use heavy springs that you have laid around. It's just gonna feel terrible. That's it, let's close it back up. Screw it back in. So right away you can hear the difference. The ones without the spring, first of all, they come back faster and they feel very plastically and kind of higher pitched. See that? And you do feel the difference. So it feels more firm, a little more resistance, less plasticky. So I'll show you the springs I was using. These are the lightest springs that I had, and I doubled up on these because they were a little too light. You see that? And then I used one of these, and that feels really good. That's this one. Do you see that? I don't know, for some people that might be too much resistance. So maybe something in between the two. And I think these springs, these are actually from my sandwall joysticks. I think this is like the heaviest gauge. This is 4-pound test, and this is 2. So yeah, I ran out of these little springs, so I had to use that one for now, for that one button. But we'll see how it works. You know, it doesn't make a huge difference, but if you have really cheap, plasticky feeling buttons, get a spring a little heavier than these. They sell them on Focus Attack, and it definitely makes a difference. So another thing, I don't know if anybody ever tried this, but see that circle? I'm playing without a gate in this setup, and it's pretty good for sports games. Did some fighting games, which you really have to be very deliberate with your movements. So I'm gonna put the gate back in and play with that for a while and see the difference. But yeah, it's something you guys can try. I think it should work well for like NFL Blitz. I play it on here and it works well. It's actually not no gate, it's a round gate, and this round gate pops out as well, and you can switch that. It's not no gate, it's actually a round gate, and that pops out as well, and you could switch it with a square, or make it, well, it's a square, but you can make it 4-way, 8-way, 4-way, 8-way. So I purchased these octagonal gates from Amazon. It was 2 for like 8 and change. And I have octagonal gates on a few of my cabs, especially the fighting cabs. And I have them on another cab, and even the 4-way works pretty well, especially if you have a tight spring. So I think the person who made this put the circle gates on, especially for the sports games, and they do work really well for sports games. But I think the 8, I mean, it's almost a circle. It just helps you with fighting games, because you can actually, this is the tough motion during fighting games, where you have to kind of do the down forward. So I think these will help. Let's see. So yeah, I just played around and it absolutely did the trick. So if you're having problems moving diagonally with a, even with an 8-way, with the square gate, for some reason on some joysticks it works fine, and for some I have problems. Like the 4-way to 8-way, especially the ones you could switch. Every once in a while I have problems with fighting games. So yeah, the octagonal gate's the way to go. Completely solved it. It's perfect. And NFL Blitz is working just fine as well with the octagonal gate, so no issues. This is the main version of Blitz Gold.